Welcome back to Daytime Ottawa. We are so fortunate to have an institution like the Royal Ottawa Mental Health Centre here in our city. And as you know, this is our special edition around International Women's Day. So we wanted to talk a little bit about mental health and mental health issues that are specific to women. I am joined by Beth Robertson. She is an EDI Specialist over at the Royal. Beth, thanks so much for doing this. We really appreciate it.
I'm having a hard time hearing you, Stan.
Can you hear me okay, Beth?
I can hear you good
Okay,
now.
there we go.
Right,
Beth, so let's talk about mental health challenges faced by women. Are there certain challenges that are specific to women that you can speak upon, Beth?
Yeah, so there's, general statistics would show that women are actually at higher rates of mental health just challenges like anxiety, depression, as well as post-traumatic stress disorder. And then there are other more specific factors that may impact women-identified people, including postpartum, violence against women, which only, again, enhances depending on what kind of woman you actually are, whether you are Indigenous or Black. These are all kind of different factors that can affect your impact of discrimination on your mental health. And how you're able to kind of access the world and access services.
Beth, some of our guests today have talked a little bit about those societal pressures on women and that they face. Can you just expand upon that and describe some? Because I'm sure it's changed, right, over the last few decades what those societal pressures are. I mean, some, of course, have been happening for years and years, but there's probably new pressures out there. Can you touch on some of those?
Yes, absolutely. So unfortunately, the burden of care, of domestic, care and, helping of extended family members is still statistically rests largely on women. These were statistics that came out of the COVID pandemic in particular, that indicated that there was added pressure on women to not only do their jobs, but also to educate their children or supplement education that may be, intermittent due to lockdowns, but also, maintaining their jobs and trying to kind of keep everything running. There is an added pressure on women to kind of fulfill these multiple duties. The idea of you can have it all, kind of, it's right. That's great, but it also takes a lot of work to have it all. And that can also be a major strain of anxiety and a major cause of anxiety and depression.
Beth, is there a sense of some discrimination around women's mental health?
There, because, and you can look at this historically, but women have been more often, positioned or, as in being more kind of susceptible to mental health challenges because they are somehow weaker, or they don't have the same sense of resilience, which is totally not within reality, not factual. However, many mental health services are not as specialized to women's mental health in particular. Whether that's even thinking of how different medications affect different women, as well as different types of supports that may be beneficial for more women-identified people than otherwise. So there is definitely that lack of resourcing for women and mental health.
Beth, has the Royal itself been increasing, sort of able to increase its ability to help women specifically in the mental health field?
Absolutely. I'm very, very glad you asked that. So the Royal has started the Women's Mental Health Program, and this was actually created out of a need to address these unique ways that women experience the world's mental health, as well as treatment and recovery. There's a Women's Resource Center as well, the Shirley E. Greenberg Resource Center for Women, that is specialized again to provide support and more kind of raising capacity for the Royal community to better serve women-identified people. So that is definitely on the radar. We are also having an event on Thursday with the foundation to kind of again enhance our awareness of women's mental health in particular and gain more support by our community partners.
We've seen an increase as well, Beth, in homelessness and substance use, and oftentimes, that self-medication is because of a mental health issue, or that substance use, becomes a mental health issue. Within the Royal, are you seeing more instances of that?
I am. I would say, again, statistically, women are more likely to finish concurrent disorders, which is a fancy way of saying that they have multiple things going on. We do have a special program called our special kind of unit called Substance Use and Concurrent Disorders. Okay. I would encourage you to take a look and see, delve more deeply into what the work of that unit is particularly doing. But yes, there's more women that I know, and in terms of some of our frontline clinics, like Prompt Care Clinic, for instance, that women are more often to use services like that, who are struggling with substance use. And again, there is stigma around, the not only women's mental health, but also substance use in particular, and what that means for women as opposed to men. So as an example, alcohol use. So that whereas it is for a number of different cultural and social reasons more normalized with men to drink heavily than it is for women.
Beth, I really appreciate your time today. Just running out of time here. I hate to cut you off, but we'll be right back after this.